Hello guys, my name is Rajesh. Today I talk about property wrappers in Swift. So what is property wrapper? What limitation does the property wrapper have and how we can implement a property wrapper? I will cover all these topics in this video. So let's get started. A property wrapper basically is a generic structure that encapsulate read and write access to the property and add additional behavior to it. So what is the mean of read and write access to the property and additional behavior to it? Let's understand. So to understand the definition, here I have a property email of a string type. Here I'm assigning a value abc@gmail.com, which means I write into it. And when I print the property value means I am reading the value. So if I want to add some additional functionality like an email validation, so for that purpose I need to create a property wrapper, which means we need to wrap all the things into one, like a read and write access and also that additional functionality. So for here I cover that what does it mean by read and write access and additional behavior. So using a property wrapper, I am encapsulating read and write access to the property and additional behavior to it. So according to definition, property wrapper allow user to add additional behavior to a property. So but here the question is that the same thing I can achieve using an extension. So why we need a property wrapper in a Swift? To get answer of that question, first we need to understand what is an extension in a Swift. So what is an extension? Extension basically add new functionality to an existing class, structure, enumeration or a protocol type. So here you can see the syntax of an extension. Using an extension keyword we can define an extension. Here in a block of code you can add the additional functionality that you want to apply. So basically extension allow or add that functionality to a whole type, whereas property wrapper just stick to a particular property on which you want to perform that additional functionality. So to understand practically, I have a class login in which an email is a property of a string type that contain an email, and I want to add some additional functionality like to validate email. So I am using extension to achieve that functionality. So here in using a keyword extension in which I have a function validate email that validate the email and return a boolean value true or false according based on result. So here I'm using that particular function email dot validate email and it return value. Here I'm just checking on that if the value is true, so email is valid email, otherwise email is invalid email. So here I have an abc@gmail.com which is a right email id. So according to our expectation that message need to be printed that abc@gmail.com is a valid email. So when I run it, here in output screen you can see that abc@gmail.com is a valid email, and when I change that particular email it means it is an invalid email. So here in output screen you can see that abc@gmail.com is an invalid email, so that the email validation is working perfectly using an extension. So here if I'm taking another variable name of a string type so in that case name is also able to use that validate email function like that. But practically there is a no benefit for name property to use that function. So in this situation we have to use a property wrapper because it allows us to restrict that functionality to a specific property. Like here if I create a custom property wrapper with a validate email functionality and use here like that @email, so that validate email functionality is applicable only to that property. Name has no right to access it. So if a name want to use that functionality, so you have to use @email property wrapper here. So here to use that what I need to do, I just remove that of code and here I just need to print a email here. If the email is valid, so it print the email, otherwise it gives the nil value. So here you can check that abc@gmail is a valid email, so it gives the output. Otherwise, if the email is not valid, so it gives the nil value. Here you can see that here I have created a custom property wrapper here, and with the help of a computed property wrapped value. So I have used a validate function here, and if the value is true, so it gives the value, otherwise it sends the nil. So I hope you understand where we need to use a property wrapper and where we need to use an extension. So thanks for watching. If you think this is helpful for you, so you can subscribe my channel and share as well. Thanks, take care, goodbye.